channel. In the previous lesson, we learned about variables in Python and how they allow us to store information. Today, we're going to take the next step and learn about data types. Data types are one of the most important concepts in programming because they tell Python what kind of information a variable contains. Once you understand data types, writing programs becomes much easier. Let's start with a simple example. Imagine you're creating a program about a student. The student's name might be John, their age might be 15, their height could be 5.8 feet, and whether they are a student could be true or false. Even though all of this information is stored in variables, each piece of information is different. A name is text, an age is a number, a height contains a decimal value, and the student status is either true or false. Python needs a way to tell these apart, and that's where data types come in. The first data type we will learn is the string data type. A string is used to store text. Whenever you write text inside quotation marks, Python treats it as a string. For example, if I create a variable called name and store the value John inside it, Python knows that this is text. Strings are useful for storing names, messages, addresses, and any other information made up of characters. You can print strings to the screen, combine them together, and even access individual characters inside them. The second data type is the integer. An integer is simply a whole number without any decimal point. Examples include 5, 10, 100, and -20. Integers are used whenever you need to count something or store whole numbers. For example, a student's age, the number of lives in a game, to the number of items in a shopping cart can all be stored as integers. Python can perform mathematical operations on integers such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Next, we have the float data type. Floats are numbers that contain decimal points. Examples include 3.14, 5.8, and 99.99. Floats are useful when you need more precision than whole numbers can provide. For example, if you're storing a person's height, weight, or the price of a product, you'll often use floats. Just like integers, Python can perform calculations with floats. The fourth basic data type is the Boolean. A Boolean can only have two values, true or false. This data type is extremely important because it helps programs make decisions. For example, you might have a variable called is_logged_. If the user is logged in, the value is true. If they are not logged in, the value is false. Booleans are used in conditions, comparisons, and decision-making throughout programming. Now you might be wondering how Python knows which data type a variable has. The answer is that Python automatically detects the type based on the value you assign. If you write text inside quotation marks, Python creates a string. If you assign a whole number, Python creates an integer. If the number contains a decimal point, Python creates a float. If you assign true or false, Python creates a Boolean. There's also a useful function called type. This function allows us to check the data type of a variable. If we use type on a string variable, Python will tell us that it is a string. If we use it on an integer, it will tell us that it is an integer. This can be very helpful when debugging programs and understanding how Python is interpreting our data. Let's review what we learned today. A string stores text. An integer stores whole numbers. A float stores decimal numbers. A Boolean stores either true or false. These four data types form the foundation of most Python programs. As you continue your programming journey, you will use them in almost every project you create. To practice, try creating your own variables. Create a variable for your name, age, height, and whether you like programming. Then print them to the screen and use the type function to check their data types. Now I'll show you how to print the type of a variable in Python. To do this, we use the built-in type function. This function tells us what kind of data is stored inside a variable. For example, if a variable contains text, Python will tell us it's a string. If it contains a whole number, it will return an integer. If it contains a decimal number, it will return a float. And if it contains either true or false, it will return a Boolean. Using the type function is a great way to check your variables, especially when you're learning Python or debugging your code. Simply write type variable_name inside the print function, run your program, and Python will display the data type on the screen. This is a simple but very useful tool that you'll use throughout your Python journey. The more you practice, the easier it will become. That's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning about Python data types and now have a better understanding of how Python stores information. In the next video, we'll learn how to take input from users so that our